All right, welcome everybody to this week's Reps call. Today we have a lot of people in the Zoom room, so I'm gonna say hello to James, who always help us with AV support, Francisco, Francesca, Jason, Vishal, Obi, Darky, Paul, Phil, Prathamesh, Sina, Arao, Stefania, and Tim. Hello to everyone who is might watching us from the Airmo. Let's see if I missed anyone. Sahbaz, if I didn't say Sahbaz is also here. Hello, and Robbie. I don't know if Robin is somebody I've said about, but hello everyone. I'm very happy that you are all here. It's a lovely day here in Berlin. It's sunny and it doesn't happen often. I hope that it's also a good day in your areas and all your families are well considering the circumstances. We have a shout out. There is a thank you for Sarbaz and Kumarasan for all the work that they have been doing in the review team. They are members of the review team, both of them, and they have helped a lot during the last year with reviewing a lot of bugs. So I wanted to give a special shout out for both of them. Also, we have Angel who is watching. Hello, Angel. With that, I'm going to pass to topic one. And a reminder, if you want to add a shout out, please do add your shout out. And the topic one is we are having this new topic that we're saying hello to our new reps. Last week, you had the chance to meet Hars and Umer. This week, we have Stefania and Philippe. So, hi, Stefania and Philippe. I would give the floor to first Stefania and then Philippe so they have a small introduction.
Hi, everyone. Nice to meet you. Thank you, Costantina. And also Francesca that suggests me to arrive today in the call. I'm originally discovered Mozilla and their program Birding a few years ago. And then we started to do some Open Mozilla night in Berlin. And when I arrived in Italy, I met the Italian community and started working more on events in Italy too, especially in Turin. Now I'm based in Turin. And next week, I'm talking about Common Voice in a Woman in Voice meetup that a friend told me. And then we're going to do Open Mozilla Night through Italy for the Italian dataset on Common Voice. I'm a data scientist as a profession, and I'm interested in deep speech in general, in the sharing the voice and spread the values of open source.
Cool. Thank you, Stefania, and welcome. And I do believe that we have also Philippe with us.
Yes. So hi, everyone. It's the first time I'm in this call. So my name is Philippe. I'm based in France, and I've been contributing to the WebThings project from Mozilla. So maybe this project is not as famous as Firefox, but if you don't already know about it, basically it's a platform for connecting device in your home without relying on third-party cloud services. So we designed it to be privacy by design, and this is some contribution I made to this. And recently I made some kind of hacks. We are breeding some kind of 3D content with IoT devices. So yeah, I have shown this in the past before, and tomorrow maybe will be able to speak about how open source can be valuable in the VR world, because there is an event in a city next to where I'm living in the west of France, but the event has been cancelled, but finally it will happen in a VR world online. So I will be able to join and speak about this later. And yeah, I'm a software developer, so I plan to keep contributing to this project. Eventually, other projects which I will maybe try to connect each other. I don't know yet. I'm not very good at planning things, but yeah, feel free to reach me if you have any question. I already shared stuff before, and I'm be happy to contribute to get any feedback from anyone. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you very much also, Philip. So welcome. I'm very happy that you are both here. If you want to say hi to Philip and Stefania, you will find them on the Matrix room, on the Reps rooms. I think Philip goes by Air as R. So he posts there with that nickname in case you're wondering. If you have any questions, do ask them, and also you can just say hello and welcome. We are very happy that you are here. With that note, I am gonna pass it to a council member. Prathames is here to talk a little bit about what are the current activities available for people to contribute on the community portal. Of course, this is not only the only list of activities of contributions, but Prathames will give you a heads up on what you can find now organized. Prathames, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Constantina and Francisca. Welcome to the community, Stephanie and Phil. Trust me, it's amazing to be a part of Reps program. I joined Reps program in 2015, and this is the seventh time I'm actually leading a kind of a module inside the Reps call, which is great. I mean, it's always feels great to be here. The thing is, I thought of reaching out to everyone in the Reps program as well as to the community, because since most of us in the entire, in the world are working from home or quarantine, so that gives us an opportunity to actually contribute in projects which are ongoing and are current areas of focus inside the community. So to start with the first project, it's the test Firefox voice. When I was going through some of the blogs, some of the articles on Discourse, I saw that the test Firefox voice was one of the featuring projects. So it's nothing but an add-on. And as far as I've read, as far as I've seen, you can actually use it like an artificial intelligence thing. So I'm sure that in future we might just use our voice commands to get things done on Firefox. But since this is just a start, we would like to have most of the community members to actually go ahead and test Firefox voice, and that's the reason it is on top of my list, because it's kind of innovative. It's kind of an upcoming the buzz thing which I was looking forward to in Firefox for a long time. The next project which we have is contribute to Common Voice. Common Voice project has been in our community for a long time, and right now it is again majorly focusing on collecting samples of voice from across the globe that will help Mozilla, not just Mozilla, but the people who would also be interested to collaborate in terms of having a voice module. This project kind of helps people to gather voice samples, and it's kind of an open voice data that is accessible by everyone for everyone. So this is also a good project to work in, as in it is very easy to actually contribute to Common Voice, since we are confined in our houses and are staying with our families. So I think that it is a good project to actually have fun with your family as well as with your friends if they're around. The next project which is in line is answer support questions. Back in 2014, when I started with my Mozilla contribution, support was the first project in which I had actually started to contribute. And because of Mozilla support, I was kind of dragged into the open source contributions, because that was the best thing which had ever happened to me in my engineering days. And again, support plays a very vital role in terms of supporting any open source project, because most of us, when we are users, we tend to land into some issues, and support engineers are the ones who help us to get out of the mess which we might have landed. And that's the reason I feel that supporting users becomes very important, and that's the reason I kind of sort of highlighting this project to the community, wherein more and more community members can actually support users who are using Firefox online, and that will help the community to grow together, as well as help everyone around the globe. The next project in line is documentation. You might have heard that any open source project sustains for a long time if it has the best documentation. And Mozilla projects are growing, Mozilla is growing, and that is when most of the community members have a chance to actually come ahead and contribute to the documentation of these projects, which will make them strong and accessible for everyone to use, as well as to modify, fix, whatever. And that's the reason documentation is important. And as of now, people who love to write, who love to explore, re-engineer stuff, can go to documentation and contribute in that particular area. Last but not the least, which I have in my list, is localized Mozilla. Most of my I don't know how to call them, but my Mozilla friends, they are localizers, and they are the most creative people I've ever met. And localizing is a very important, not just for Mozilla, but across the open source community, because it actually helps people, irrespective of their language, irrespective of their background, to actually use internet. And that is why such projects where localization is required actually bind people together. And that is why I feel that since we are working from home, localizing content, localizing strings, Mozilla projects is very easy and at times very innovative. And that's the reason probably the community can also come forward and localize Mozilla projects. I've also mentioned a discourse link which has the links to start with such a project. And probably it's very easy. Trust me, Paul is here, and we when we have met in our hands. I mean, Sumo is one of the projects which we always love to talk about, and trust me, it's very easy. So we would definitely love to see you guys coming forward and contributing to such amazing projects and grow Mozilla. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prathamesh. I see a very happy Paul when we talk about Sumo. If you have questions about Firefox for Android, you will see a guy replying those questions. His name is Sepuro. He's here. He also goes by Paul. So thank you very much, Prathamesh, for presenting those opportunities. Of course, these are not the only opportunities that they are around there. As Phil is doing, he's doing a web of things. We have a WebXR. We have different projects across Mozilla. Of course, coding for Firefox, but this is a nice list of, if you're looking on starting something easy, you can find a list there. And most importantly, if you're looking, if somebody in your community is saying, what can I do for Mozilla? You can suggest that list and say, here is an easy list if you're looking something easy to start with. I'm going to pass really fast on the next topic. I've talked about this next week, and I'm very happy to announce that the Hand from Home campaign is finally coming together. We are going to launch it next week. You will ask, what is that, Konstantin? I've never heard that before. Hand from Home campaign is going to be essentially a bug hunting campaign where we ask our volunteers to help us find and identify bugs regarding tools and websites that people are using mostly these days. We have launched the previous campaign where we were asking about what are the websites, what are the tools that people are using these days to make their life and working from home easier and interacting easier. Of course, a lot of people said Zoom, a lot of people said Jitsi, and things like that. Microsoft Teams came up, WebEx came up. So we are actually trying to find the bugs on those platforms and to identify those bugs for our engineers. If you are a little bit more advanced on and understand a little bit more on code, there is also going to be a part of this campaign which is going to be about web rendering bugs. And there's going to be instructions on how to find web rendering bugs, how to report them better, because they're a little bit more special than other bugs that you might find on web compatibility. Francesca is actually, we have a copy putting the page up. Once the page is up, I'm going to share with all of you and give you the opportunity to participate, of course. I don't know if anyone has any questions about this.
I have a question. Oh,
Sure.
sorry, it started the music. I hope you can't hear them from
It's
the
okay.
Regarding that, because the reporting is only for individuals or also for schools? Because, for example, in Italy nowadays, Jitsi is very used, but has some bugs in Firefox. Some of them are already known. And I was wondering how in this project about the tools used are also reaching out to schools and companies in general, other than directly individuals.
So we asked people what they're using on their companies, and that's actually an excellent question. We also asked parents on what their kids are using these days on schooling, because a lot of people, well, they replied Zoom, but they also had other platforms like Dashboard, I believe, on that. If you have any website that you will not find on the list we are providing, and you know that is being locally in Italy heavily in order to do that, do report the website. The list is not there to restrict you. It's more there to help you have a guideline or the websites that we're looking right now. But if you have a website, of course, we won't have the list with all the websites out there and all the tools that people are using. So if you have something that is particularly known in your area, feel free to do that. We are also suggesting, if you want to do an online meetup with your community, you're more than welcome to. We can also reimburse things like a little bit of takeaway food for individuals and stuff like that. There is going to be information. I understand that the actual physical meetups right now are not possible, but if you want to have fun with your community and you're looking on actually doing that together as an activity, it will be an opportunity. Any other questions? All right, I'm going to pass to Laura. Francesca, who is a big environmental advocate, she likes to remind you that you should participate on Earth Day. Mozilla is participating on Earth Day. Originally, we were hoping on marching, on Big March, and ask Mozillians to also do that in their cities and send us pictures. But Corona happened, so we cannot do that. However, there is an event page there, and you can see what other activities you can do and what you can join for these days. So go and check it out. Phil, also known as RZR, likes to tell us that he will speak on Floss tomorrow about an online VR event. So if you want to check that out, go and click those links. Thanks, Phil. And if you are a paranoid GNU Linux user, Zoom can be isolated in a flat-backed container. And there is also some information about this. So if you are a GNU Linux user and you're looking on doing that, I guess Phil has the details on how to do that. There is also the link there. Does anybody want to add anything else, or I should pass to the non-verbal?
Well, if we have time, I can share a couple of demonstration.
Sure.
So let me try to share the screen. Okay. Can you see something? I'm sharing the.
Yep.
Yeah, you see it. So let's go to the. Yeah, this is some hacks I've made before. So I've been playing with some sensor. So here is a color sensor, where if I'm putting some color in front of it, it will update a property of a VR. It's a A-frame scene showing a light bulb. So this is a kind of interaction I was speaking about before when I introducing myself. And from this, we have, yeah, we can use some VR headsets for watching the world in a more immersive way. So let's move forward. So yeah, here is a WebSync dashboard. So if you have this home, you can connect all kind of device, and from this dashboard, you can turn on and off all the different sensor or actuators like light bulbs and etc. And yeah, I made a 3D version of it. So from the 3D world, you can control some smart outlet, which is powering on this lava lamp. So that's a kind of new UX, so you can try to play with. And something else I can show later. I think it's another video. And I've been presenting this in FOSDEM this year. This is a concept of what we call digital twins. This means we have a 3D model, which is aligned to a physical model, and both of them are tied together. So one is moving and the other is updated in real time. So yeah, this is a kind of proof of concept demonstration I've made in my previous job. And now I think I have some interest into, yeah, this is a 3D version. So yeah, that's it. Yeah. So yeah, if anyone is curious about this and want to hack around and try to, let's say, make something bigger and with more interaction with people. So yeah, I had in mind to have some experiment using the Mozilla Hub, the Hub's software that can be really cool for mixing real device, virtual avatars, and you can imagine a new kind of interaction. Yeah. So yeah, that's a very interesting to play with from an engineer point of view.
Thank you, Phil. So if you are interested in Web of Things and IoT stuff, and you're like connecting devices, talk to Phil. He has some interesting demonstrations that he can speak to you about. I remember there was another rep that was doing a lot of Web of Things. I will remember the name and connect you, Phil.
Cairo.
So we also have some non-verbal updates. I know you heard it a lot, but you do need to have a community portal profile and you need to add it on the spreadsheet. If you are a new rep, don't worry, we have you covered. I do that during your onboarding, but if you are an old rep and you're not on that spreadsheet, same on you. Please go and add it out of the book because when we migrate, I don't want Francesca to start sending you emails, warning emails, saying, where are you people? So that is from the spreadsheet and a little bit of old news, but in case you are still wondering, we are using Matrix. We are out of Telegram. So you will, in case you're wondering why Telegram has gone silent, it's not because people are not talking, it's because we have migrated. So check the Matrix room in case you're not already doing that. I believe that most of the people are already there. Just an FYI, if somebody's watching and didn't know about this, we are now using Matrix. It's way better for us and more centralized. So you can find other stuff around Mozilla and other rooms that you're interested. So go and check it out. All right, with that, I think I didn't say hello to some people that joined late. So we also have Leye, Hearts that also joined us, Sahid, and Tunde. Welcome everybody. I'm very happy that you are all here. I don't see any other adults. Oh, and also Lydia has joined us. And Kumera-san. We have a full house. So welcome everybody. I'm happy you're here. I hope to see you all next week, which is going to be Thursday the 30th. Stay safe, stay healthy. And oh, sorry, Stefania, go ahead.
Yeah, I have a quick question about the community portal.
Yes.
As I saw, sometimes there is some events on the meetups, local meetups. I was wondering if this shift to community portal, especially for events, if you notice or if you have an idea for the future, if
Stefania, I think we lost sound.
Yeah, I got mute automatically. I don't know why. If I don't know how much you heard, but if the local meetups is better to directly in the future move to the community portal or have the duplicate on meetups and the community portal, because right now meetups is a payment, is a required payment. So yeah.
So I believe that the optimal suggestion is that you're using a community portal instead. I do, however, understand why some people might still use Meetup because a lot of their audience is on Meetup. So like I know for the Berlin Open Nights that you, Stefania, actually know them, we have a lot of people that they are on Meetup. So we are kind of duplicating. But for the future, we actually want to move away from Meetup and use a community portal instead as a centralized item. I do understand if you want to promote your event in other platforms. But if like your community, I would advise the whole community is a community portal so they have better visibility about what is happening across the board.
Okay, thank you. You think is the quite the same also for the Rust community, right? Can be englobated in the same arrangement.
Yeah, a lot for a lot of communities. The idea of the community portal is about bringing a lot of the communities together and not have them scattered here and there. It will take time. It won't happen from one day to another. Cool. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining. We are on time. Again, thank you and welcome, Stefania and Phil, for joining your first weekly call. And hope to see you all next week. Stay safe.
Take care.